Hey guys, it's Lisa. I am here with another Project Life layout, and this is May 23rd to May 29th. I'm still trying to get caught up. Um, this layout, I had obviously some really cute pictures of Polly and some pictures of some flowers, and I think I decided to kind of go with like a pink theme here, and these stamps that I purchased were from Kaiser Craft, and it's called Sentiments Moments. And I really wanted some, I love poetry, and I wanted a stamp set that had some poems and or sayings, I should say, not really poems as much as sayings. So I had this card from my Scraptastic kit, and I loved the way the pink lines were on there, and I thought this would be perfect to put like a little stamp saying on there. So this one says, a moment lasts all of a second, but the memory lives on forever, which, as we know with our scrapping and things like that, the memories are so important. So I decided that I would put that beside a picture of one of my lilac shrubs, and I will show you that picture in a minute. But that 4x6 picture, I think I mentioned it. I think I might have had a photo of that in one of my other layouts. But here's the picture of Polly. Oh my gosh, you guys. I took her to get groomed. We dropped her off one morning on a Saturday and we went out for breakfast, and that day it was like 90 degrees. We picked her up and she looked so adorable. And outside of the groomer there was some really pretty pink flowers, and she had a pink bow in her hair. So we decided to get some photos of her right by the flowers, and she was, yeah, she was cooperative, but she was so hot. And oh my god, I never realized how long her tongue was. It's like 4 or 5 inches long. I was like, holy crap, her tongue is so long. So she looked adorable, and she sat so cute by that bleeding heart bush. And so that's where I got like the pink. I decided that there was some pink in the photo, and then I just decided to go ahead with the pink. So that little banner says freshly picked, which I thought was perfect. And then I put a little, I think it's like a little tulip, and I put that up on some foam tape just to add a little bit of dimension. And I went ahead and made this collage in PicMonkey, which I use all the time, and I added those butterflies also in there. And then you can also do your journaling. So I just put a little bit of journaling about the day and what we did when we dropped her off, and just something just to kind of remember the day. And I went ahead and just put some embellishments around that card. So, yeah, she just looked, she looks so adorable when she first gets groomed, and then as time goes on she starts getting all fuzzy again, and it's funny how quickly her hair grows. So that picture I was telling you about above is a baby iris, and I think it's called a wild iris. And I was saying, I thought I mentioned it in one of my other layouts. I thought I had another picture of it, but I'm looking and I don't think I did. But anyways, we were walking out back, and we saw them. They were the size of my, and I could have sworn I this is like I'm having deja vu. Do you ever do that where you're talking about something and you're like, I swear I talked about this already, and maybe I did. It doesn't really matter, but um, so the size of probably my thumbnail maybe, but I went ahead and got my phone, which takes amazing pictures, and that is a photo of it up close. And I could not believe that we had wild irises out back of my house that I never knew about, because I don't think I've ever seen them, and then maybe they just appeared. But gorgeous, amazing, amazing. I love irises, and yeah, so I decided to go ahead and zoom in on that and put it as one of my 4x6s. So here I am finishing, just kind of embellishing that 4x6 card of Polly. Just trying to decide what I'm going to put on there. I got a couple things. I think some of those are from Citrus Bliss from, gosh, my stash from forever ago. And then I'm going to go ahead and just add some of my little black dots, which I always do. And to complete this 4x6 card, what I end up doing in the end is I thought that the layout that I had for the style project, Project Life photo pockets was I thought that the 4x6 was going in the upper right, but it ended up going in the lower left. So at the end you'll see I have that iris in the lower left, and then I have to cut it in half. But I love doing that with my photos. Sometimes you cut them into two 3x4s, and it looks really cool. And I didn't end up showing that in the end, but you can try that sometimes, and it looks really neat. But here I ended up doing some journaling. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. And if I do, I end up typing it up and putting it on photo paper. So I ended up putting it on a card that had some black around the edge just to kind of bring it out so you could see it. So that was on that card. And then this little card here I thought was really cute that we got in our kit. It had two little hearts on it. And I saw this on Facebook. It definitely true. First I drink the coffee, then I do the things, because basically, yeah, I can't get anything done until I have my coffee. The little flare badge says routine, which I thought was really cute and appropriate, and a couple little hearts, which came in, I think they came in our kit this month. Not sure. Could have got them in my stash. I can't really remember, but I decided to kind of embellish that little card. And yeah, I like to go ahead and just do little embellishments on these little cards. And I love that foam tape, especially for putting flare badges down, because sometimes if I use glue, they don't stay. I don't like using really those big dots, because then they stick up too much and they take up too much room in my album. So I don't know, I found that thin foam tape works the best. And so I'm just kind of finishing up with that card there. But the um, the card that I had used the stamp on was, I decided I liked it beside the picture of the lilac bush, because when when I built this house, it was back in 2007. I was a single mom, and my older son had already gone into the Air Force. My younger son was probably, I don't know, I want to say he was in middle school. And a friend of mine, she had a lilac bush, and it had some little babies, and the bush was literally probably, I don't even know, like 3 feet high when we planted it. There it is right there. And it took, I don't even know, 8 years. 8 years it's probably been planted. I probably planted it 8 or 9 years ago. Last year we got the first teeny tiniest little blossoms, and then this year they were huge. Look at them there. That one, that was probably the biggest blossom that we had on there. So I can remember the picture that we took when my son Zach and I planted it. I was on one side of it, he was on the other with the shovel, and it just brings back such fond memories of my son and I planting the shrub. And I don't know, it's just, those are the kind of things that we want to remember. Um, oh, also a picture there of my husband. There was a caterpillar, and of course I was like, "Don't move! I gotta get my camera." So went ahead and grabbed my camera and got a really, well, fairly close-up shot of the cute fuzzy caterpillar, and you can see his little face. He's so cute. So I got a picture of that. And the day that we had Polly groomed, I always love getting her a new toy, because it's so traumatic for her to get in the car and to get to the groomer. So we got her a new toy, and as soon as we got her that cute little toy, she carried it around the house, and then she like ripped the face off. Well, actually, at this point, she had only eaten the nose off, but yeah, she always goes for the face first. So that I thought was a really cute photo of her. And then let's see, just basically just the upper left was just a little wildflower that I found in the yard. And I just love, as you guys know, adding some photos to my layout just to add some color. And here I'm just adding some stamps. I think I'm just looking for an arrow so I can point to the lilac, and I'm trying to find one that I like. I got a ton of stamps, and yeah, I don't use a lot of them, which I probably should, but I don't know. I look through them, and sometimes it just becomes, this is terrible to say, it becomes more of a chore to clean them afterwards, because I'm kind of a neurotic about cleaning my stamps. And maybe if I wasn't so neurotic, I would use them more. Uh, But this one I was going to use, I thought was really cute, but the heart pointing left was upside down, and I probably should have just let it go. But I couldn't, yeah, I couldn't do it. So I decided to go ahead with a different arrow stamp, which I think was from my Scraptastic kit. Um, yeah, see, I couldn't, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. It was just ridiculous. It would have just been an upside down heart, but yeah. Um, so what else do I have to say about this week? Not too much going on, more just kind of laid back week. Yeah, just pretty much just some simple flower pictures, poly pictures, caterpillar pictures. And here, oh, I have these arrows I've had in my stash forever. I was trying to use up some stuff. I don't have a lot in my stash, but just things I just kind of wanted to use up. And oh, I wanted to add a couple more embellishments. So I put that little heart up on some foam tape and decided to go ahead and put a little black dot on it. And I just love these stamps, these little saying stamps. I thought they were really sweet. They added a lot to the layout. And then I think I'm just going to go ahead and add some of that purple color for my twine at the end. And I wanted to add something to this journaling card too, just to kind of add a little pop to it. And my little black dots always seems to help with that. And here I'm going to go ahead and add some twine. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this layout. Not too much going on this week. Yeah, so I hope you guys are having a great Tuesday, and I will see you guys real soon. Bye, YouTube.